Hi everybody, Kevin here, back with another Gundam card game video. This time we're going to be taking a look at Academy Control, which from experience and then playing in locals and messing around with my friends who are into Gundam card game, it seems to be, in my opinion, the most underrated deck at the moment in the format. Mostly because a lot of people, I think, underestimate it, and then being able to take advantage of certain things, like being able to play a more command card focus deck over just pure units, I think is extremely interesting and makes it unique compared to all the other decks, right? So, oh, excuse me, I was looking at, look, they have a master grade, well, third party master grade Kshatriya. It looks so cool. It's expensive too, so one day, and I don't even think I have room for it. Anyways, side tangent aside, thank you for watching. You want more Gundam card game content, please let me know what is going around in your neck of the woods and what deck you think is underrated, because in my opinion right now I feel people are sleeping on Academy Control. Now for the first deck list that we're talking about right now, this is the one that I think I mentioned in my meta overview like a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. At this point, this is straight up the one on the topping list. I believe this got second overall. This is Academy Control, where they're playing Academy Aggro, more or less, where all the units are relatively low cost compared to their value, and then they take advantage of using the command cards to make plays and like stop your opponent, right, from doing things. And hopefully you can like finish the game relatively quickly, because either you're going to be spamming units or you're going to be spamming command cards. And from testing, it actually did come up fairly often, because the Michaelis at the 3-2, it can easily become like a 4-4, like relatively quickly. I know it says there's 4 more command cards in your trash, but I mean, all of these things are one cost. So like, for example, let's say turn 2, you play 2 of these somehow, you already have 2, maybe you have a choo-choo or like another easy like 3 cost, like maybe you have an unforeseen incident, right? Because you're playing in this deck list at least like 18 command cards, which is like crazy. I think most people usually try to play like 9, maybe 12. That's like the sweet spot for most people who choose to play command cards. But for them, playing 18, I mean, that's wild, right? You're gonna search through your deck. You're gonna be able to at least reduce like AP, right? So you can make even trades against your opponent. And also Choo-Choo being like Academy trade, that kind of links with almost every other one. That's why they're only playing like one Soletta like pilot instead of playing like Amuro, which is kind of the purpose of Siege Ploy, right? Siege Ploy is like another spell card, command card, whatever you want to call it, Amuro anyways. So you don't have to really play Amuro if you don't want to clog up your deck with additional pilot cards. But that's kind of the purpose of Siege Ploy, right? It essentially also acts as another command card, so you can get boosties for Michaelis, and also your normie, well, one in the Gundam aerials, right, where it's able to get -2 cost, so it's only 5-1 and it's 3-3. I think that's pretty good, right? Sure, with Soletta it's only like a 4-5, but still, that's a pretty big body, especially when you start combining it with like your Choo-Choos is able to like -2 AP. And remember, it's like a level 5 at that point. What's really there at level 5, maybe you're gonna have like your, excuse me, air strikes and stuff of that nature, but you have other cards to help reduce the effect of the air strike, right? Because I think air strike with Kira is probably going to be like a 6-5, correct me if I'm wrong, like 6-5, because if you pair or well link Kira with the air strike, then it's like 6-5 and is able to bounce back a level 4 or lower. If you have this at this point, it's not a level 4 health or lower, so it's going to be 5, so that's enough for it to not get bounced, right? So there's that. Other things I think is interesting as well. I think Choo-Choo's Demi Trainer is really trash, right? Because the health is so low. Even if you pair it with Choo-Choo, it's still gonna be just like a 4-1. And then even the discard effect is not that great, because then you have to draw 1, then discard 1 on attack. So it's like a mandatory effect. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like optional. So if you do attack with it, then you have to be careful. But I guess that's sort of the synergy of the strategy, right? Where like, say you have dead cards in your hand, like command cards, or maybe like high level unit cards or something like that you don't want to put in your hand, you can just drop it for like something else and then draw 1. I don't know. anything else I can comment on. I also found from testing, like real life playing Corsica base, the cost is really high, but you also do get like a 4-2 unit at level 3, which is again really high, right? It's kind of like the Michaelis, where to have like a 4-2 attack thing, it's able to at least get rid of like your Lafrits and like trade evenly from that. And even though you trade evenly from like a Lafrit, you still at least have a base, right? And then you also get like a shield card, so it kind of works out, and I think that's probably fair considering the cost and the level. But yeah, this is the Academy Control. It actually did pretty alright. Obviously in the foreseeable future it would only get better when there are more command cards available, but for the moment I think even in this deck you don't really need to even play like area rebuild, because the area rebuild would be like a level 6, and for some people including me, like maybe that cost is too high, because playing an aggro strategy with command cards, you might be able to squeeze out wins, especially against like unsuspecting opponents. Like if they're playing like freedom blockers, maybe a little bit slower, you can rest units, you can minus their AP, so like you don't take too much damage and be able to play extremely aggressively. So that's the Academy, the one that topped. Here's an alternate one from just me cooking up things, playing maybe a little bit more traditional version with more power overall. So you see in my deck list, I'm playing 3 Zorwart, 4 Lafrith, right? Rizal. Basically good blue white cards, the deck, right? The only really replacements from like your normal freedom blockers is just instead of playing like my Freedom Gundam, because Freedom Gundam is kind of like topped off significantly. Like, I don't know if y'all see like the market. I was doing some trades yesterday and I thought Freedom Gundam was like at least a $17 card. Dropped all the way down to $13. That's crazy. At some point it's gonna be like $10. Isn't that nuts? That's crazy to me. Anyways, like I'm saying, like this deck I think is more of a mid-range variant over compared to this one, the winning one, which is obviously aggro. But if you don't win, I think within turn 5 you're probably gonna lose, because you're gonna start dropping like high level units, and this deck from experience really struggled against like high level freedom blocker units. Like for example, Unicorn is gonna absolutely destroy this deck, and you can kind of cheat it out with like level 5, right? That's kind of my preferred playing style for freedom. But this is also another option I'm considering as well, because area rebuild, like if you don't know, again, is able to add a level 5 or lower command card, and you combine that with Suletta, who's able to just reset resources. You're getting like additional mana to be able to play like broken cards like Show of Resolve, which usually you would say like 4-3. That's too much. That's too much. I don't like this card, even though, yeah, draw 2, Pot of Greed. What does it do? Draw 2. But with Suletta, I mean, technically you can kind of convert it to like a 4-2, right? And 4-2 is not too bad. 2 cost to draw 2 cards. I mean, that seems fair to me. 3 is a little too much. And from experience, again, playing in locals, I was playing against an opponent, and they kept spamming like a Show of Resolve on their 4th and like 5th mana turn. And I'm like, cool. I mean, you get to draw 2 cards, but then at that point you only have 1 or 2 mana left. And then your entire deck at that point will probably be like high level units, like level 3. 3 cost, 4 cost. You can't do that all the way until like the end. So I mean, I guess that's why the card is balanced, because usually if you do 4-3, you're going to draw 2 instead of being able to play a unit. Would I rather play a unit or draw 2? You most likely do this at the end when you have an established board. But my opponent, you know, on them, maybe they didn't have anything, but they just kept spamming this, and like, I don't know, afterwards I saw the hand, they had units, but they decided not to and get the draw instead. And since they had no board presence, they just kept spamming units, and even though they tried to make a comeback, it didn't really matter, because I just needed like 1 or 2 units to just hit that last shield card, and then that was it. But this is the deck list. Again, it's basically good blue cards, white cards. We're playing 3 Gundam, Grandpa Gundam, that's all I have, unfortunately. Right. Starter decks around my area are all sold out. I think anybody who has product either overcharging or they force you to play in an event, and events don't fit my schedule, unfortunately, so RIP. L strikes, right, for them, big blockers. Perfect Strike Gundam. I like this one overall compared to the Sword Strike. Sword Strike, yeah, you can get the link and bounce effect, but then at that point it's like level 4. You have to link something. This one, it's a blocker, and that's pretty much the entire purpose of this. The 1 HP almost never comes up, so you do have to be careful, because then your opponent can just reset. That's also very bad. And then of course Gundam Aerial, the one be able to minus cost the requirement to 1 makes it extremely efficient, since just like similar to the this deck, we're playing 11 command cards. I'm pretty sure I should probably bump it up, but I think this is probably okay considering the variety of command cards that we're playing. Sorry, my neighborhood is going nuts this morning. So you know, the usual blue white cards are good. Overflowing Affection, right? Siege Ploy, Chill Resolve, Striker Pack. Striker Pack extremely good because it's making you a free unit blocker and command card, so it's able to establish more resource requirements for the aerial Gundam Aerial, right? So this is another deck list. I'll probably try to bring this in real life, whatever, next time, so I can see how it goes. But I do feel Academy Control is probably the most underrated deck at the moment, right? Am I wrong? You play command cards, the more command cards that exist in the foreseeable future, and you know, of course, Gundam Witch for Mercury is one of the most popular Gundam TV shows, Gundam series, whatever you want to call it, in the most recent memory, right? That's what brought a lot of people into Gundam. So you can obviously expect more support to come. There's a lot of mobiles too that they haven't made cards yet, of course, like the good old, damn, I keep forgetting what they're called, the Shorzet, right? The Shorzet, the other one. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. True fans know what I'm talking about. The one it basically has like a broomstick. Man, I keep forgetting what it's called. I'll look it up. I'm so bad. High grade. Let's do high grade. Gundam Witch. Let's do Witch from Mercury high grade. We do that. There we go. So there's the rebuild. We haven't seen any. There you go, Calibarn. I keep forgetting Calibarn. I mean, these thing only showed up for like 1 episode. Right at the end. Spoilers. And there's a bunch of other units that they haven't made yet, like the Fifth Earth, right? That's from the Earth people. I remember the show. And then you got like your P-Bandai stuff, like the Fifth and Nevada. I guess that was in some manga or something. So there you go. The more G-Witch stuff that comes out, the better this deck will be. I mean, that could be obvious for all the other decks too, but I think especially for Gundam Witch from Mercury, because the whole like gimmick of it obviously is like revolving around command cards, and so the more command cards that come out, the better ones, especially low cost ones, the better this deck is going to be. And I'm sure people will start gravitating towards it as well, because I think Freedom Blockers, despite how I like the deck, is going down in prominence because it's just so, like, I don't know, boring to play, right? It's very like, yeah, I make a blocker, you either have to respond to that, or I just sit there and make a wall, and then you kind of just die to green white wing 0, right? When it does the drop, you're like screwed. So anyways, yeah, it's also a fun deck list as well if you've made it this far. This is just me trying to cook up something with Tallgeese, because I feel there's something potential there too, right? Tallgeese, it can attack twice if you rest 4 of your resources. Now that's probably never going to happen, because, well, let's say it's level 5, you paid 4 cost, you'll be able to activate it next turn if you don't summon any units at all. And the stats for Tallgeese is not that great to begin with, right? Yeah, it's like a 6/5 with Zex, but compare that to like your Ale Strike, which is also a blocker. The ability obviously for the Ale Strike is way better than the Tallgeese, but my cope for this is that, remember, Soletta does the active resource thing, so you could pair Tallgeese with Soletta, and then instead of paying 4, you'll technically pay 3, and then if you do quick maths cope, right, the next turn you'll play it, it's level 6, right? So then instead of attacking just once, you'll be able to attack twice, right? Say you attack and then Suletta was able to reset something, you pay another one. Am I doing, yeah, I'm doing wrong math. Let's see, you attack, you haven't used any resource. Obviously you can't unrest a resource that you haven't used, so you have to use something first to unrest it. So, well, yeah, that would, I mean, that would kind of make sense, right? it's like a little loop. So for example, you attack 4. We'll work this out now, right? This is all theory. I love talking about theory. Let's say you attack 4, right? That's the first time. Suletta will attack again. So you already used 4. So you have 2 left. Suletta unrest 1. You have 3. That's still not enough, right? Yeah, that's still not enough. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking on my butt. It's coping so hard to make Tallgeese very cool. Because I got a new play mat, which I will show right now at the time of this recording. This cool play mat that I got so many compliments at local. So no, I'm trying to make Tallgeese work somehow. If y'all got a Tallgeese list, please let me know. I am desperately looking for a way to make Tallgeese work. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. Again, thank you for 100 subs. We'll try to hit the next milestone of the next 100 subs. But yeah, Academy Control. Hopefully that makes a difference, huh? Bye bye.